I couldn't quite find what I was looking for, but this is a Cooking with Dave episode. Okay. David, don't like Dave. But Cooking with Dave just sounds like a cooking show, right? Cooking with Dave, right? So, I went in there, wait until you see the salad. Okay, it is freaking beautiful. All right, it's beautiful. So I had to buy it just because it looks beautiful. So I am very much against orthorexia, okay? So being overly compulsive or obsessive about health or diet to the point that you can't feed yourself. And that's what's happening to me a lot. I am starving myself out a lot. So I'm kind of foggy right now. So I'm trying to make a good meal. So I got some high-fat goat cheese, right? And this salad, okay, it was all kale. It was kale and, maybe some cooked lima beans or whatever, edamame, whatever. And there may have been some fruit in there or whatever. Cranberry or whatever, I'm not sure. Or whatever, but just maybe a little bit of molasses. So we have some carb, we've got some glucose in there. But balanced with a high amount of fat and a high amount of protein. So this cost me like $19 or something like that. For like a pound and a half of like a kale salad and some goat cheese, like 3 or 4 ounces of goat cheese or whatever. I'm gonna take some lemon juice. It needs some more fat. Maybe, I don't know, to make a bit of a dressing, so I might put I think all this salad needs is gonna be a little bit of lemon juice and some mint. And what the fuck am I doing? Waiting for a cross signal that didn't exist. That's what I was doing. And that's why I'm switching my diet. That's why I am switching my diet, because age is fucking kicking in. Okay? And when you start noticing that shit at 38 years old, you have a problem. So I am getting the so-called junk out of my body, and I'm gonna give this a try, but I'm not gonna be diet compulsive or obsessive. And I'm gonna go here now. They didn't have lamb. As beautiful as that place looked, I am going to buy some here at Walmart. They're gonna have it. So, and if not, I'm gonna do what I absolutely don't want to do, which is buy ground beef. But I think lamb is healthier based on what I've read. And like a cow, they've got that multiple stomach, you can feed them anything. Like a goat. And it's gonna be a bit healthier. If I would eat goat meat, I would have to look at their gastric system. But anyway, I am at Walmart now. So I went to a really expensive store, right, where everything is literally double the cost. It's like they look at Walmart and say, let's just charge double of everything. So if you were looking at those prices and you compare it to Walmart prices, you can literally walk in there and you can see that everything is double the price. Like they got a factor of 2. We have a Walmart factor of 2 at Market of Choice. But when you actually look in there and you look at the quality of the things they put work into preparing the food, and they have more of a variety. Like if you're looking for something for smoked salmon, so it's like we can afford to do it. They have customers. They have people like me that will go in there and say, I will choose your combination of goat cheese and $19 salad and salad for a total cost of $19 when I have a pound and a half of salad. Where at Walmart it would have cost me $7. That's like 150% of the cost or something like that. So my brain isn't thinking right. Not even 6 months ago, I would have calculated the exact percentage like that. So I'm gonna get my health back, and that's what I'm out for a walk for today, because I know. And this right here, Planet Fitness. I need to get into a gym. Probably. The only reason why I don't, I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to tear my shoulder in front of everybody. Both of them. Because I have labrum tears. I have my own weights at home. Last thing I need is to be like, ah, rip. It's just not worth a membership. But it might be for, I mean, people don't go to a gym for social interaction. So I'm looking around, I'm looking at Corvallis, I'm saying, what the fuck can I do? But it's a really nice area. Okay. It's a really city. Especially if you like, you want to go hiking or whatever, you know, there are some areas that look like forest over here, you know. So there are some nice places in Oregon. So you, Donald Trump, stay the fuck out of our state, okay? You, ICE, stay the fuck out of Oregon. Put that up with this and all the fat, and maybe even add a little bit of olive oil, yeah. And take some of the salad out if necessary. So I'll be back, and then we're gonna cook this up. So as I had predicted, Walmart had the lamb. I think I might have got like the last one or something. I don't know if there's 1 or 2 left or something like that. Probably had more in the back. But I'm looking forward to this because I'm going to only eat this, try to. And there's enough fat in there, especially if I put some olive oil in there. My body would burn through whatever glucose is in there faster, and through this thing guy's metabolism, get me started. And I'm gonna go shopping again soon. I'm making a list and deciding what I want. I want to mix it up a bit. You know, I've seen a guy do the all sardine thing, and he just ended up smelling like sardines so bad his girlfriend wouldn't even kiss him. Like even like when he wasn't, you know, eating any sardines, like after he had showered or whatever, brushed his teeth, etc., etc. So I want to mix it up a bit. I'm going to go with a diet of 20% or 80% lean, or 20% fat, lamb, sardines. And when you're trying to buy sardines in mass, I mean they are expensive. You know, it does come out to be more expensive than you think. So you're paying more for weight instead of net weight in protein if you're looking, but you're paying for the oil. So like, if you're trying to eat a keto diet, you should probably really, and if you're paying that much for sardines, even though it's cheap, you know, it's going to come out to be more expensive if you're just dumping out the oil. You know, you're not going to get what you pay for, especially if you're looking for a keto diet. You should maybe dump the oil out and eat it. You know, find a way to make it palatable. I don't have a problem with it. I have a problem with the texture if it's mixed with other things like a salad. So I prefer to eat sardines alone. But I may at times put it in like a kale salad. So I think I am more interested in like food is getting outrageously expensive, but if you're eating a high-fat diet and if you can enter into ketosis, you can balance that price. So I want high-quality food, even though it's going to cost a lot, you know, my budget, you know. And I'm also focused on investing. So I'm going to go walk into, so that Market of Choice right there, that's a great store. Now, the pound price on that prepared salmon, if somebody cooks it up for you, it's like $30. But it's like $16. It's half that. Just like it would be at Walmart down the street, except it's covered in spices. So, okay. Thank you. You can take a, I just confused the driver as a driver, and they don't like that because I'm too nice sometimes. Like I'll be like, I'm the pedestrian. Oh, that's okay. I'm already in the intersection, but you can go ahead and pass me. But it's already covered in spices, so it's like a pound. For $16, like it would be at Walmart, where Walmart you won't have it covered seasoned already. So if you cook it right, and it's going to be higher quality, but you know, at you know, your local markets where they put more work into acquiring the seafood, and it's also where it comes from. Like, is it wild caught? Probably not. Probably not a lot of it, but a lot of it is probably farmed and made to look bad. But I'll have to go in there and ask, you know, go in there and find out. And so I might go in there and buy the seasoned salmon, because I can get it at half the cost if I just cook it myself. It's still high fat. You know. So there is a misunderstanding about the paleo diet or the keto diet. It's not about high protein. You're only supposed to eat as much protein as your body needs. You take your body weight, you in kilograms, and you multiply it by like 0.8. You know, if you're a male. 0.8 grams of protein. More protein does not equal more muscle mass. Well, I mean, it does if you're trying to build it to a target weight, but you should aim for slightly above. You know, and I'm not even a professional bodybuilder, and I know that. You know, I've taken health classes, and I think I remember taking a weight training class. I don't remember if it was high school or college, but I had to do something like that. Yeah, high school. I vaguely remember the teacher. I think he was also a football coach or something like that, or a wrestling coach. But me personally, so I am right now, even with like when I get down to my target body weight, because I want to lose all fat on my body, not too much, you know. Well, why not? Why not lose all of it as long as I am lean, dense muscle, you know? Because you can enter into a state thermogenesis, or whatever, cellularly, evidently. So that's why when you see some of these guys that dip into the cold, it's because they're shredded. And that's where I'm gonna get. I can get there, and I've gotten there. I just don't care to, because it's a lot of fucking work. You know, I mean, I don't mind. It just depends on where I'm at in life, and I just haven't been there. I've just been more focused on other things. I'm not a very very big into my having to please other people by my physique. I'm like, but so I think I was looking at it that way, like that's why people do it, but now I'm more into doing for myself, trying to feel good, This thing's broken. Should be going, well, it is going off, it's just not making a noise. Cars are stopping. But I don't know if it's a shift in my mind, but I think everything is just starting to click. I think it's just starting to add up, with everything. I'm thinking faster, I'm thinking better, kind of, in certain ways, but it was slower in other ways. I'm just making sense of life, and even though I may be up and down, upset, protesting, fucking whining here on Twitter and YouTube, there's a reason for it. I'm gonna be a bastard, dude. If I have to be, to get people's attention, I'm gonna be an annoying fuck. I'm going to be rebellious. I'm going to buck the system. It's not like I'm breaking any laws. Trump administration can bitch and moan all they want, try to cause people tired and seditious or whatever, but there's a legal definition for such a thing, and trying to tell people that they can't disobey a lawful order. That's military code, uniform code or whatever and whatnot. You can disobey an unlawful order. I've in fact seen people in the military who have got online here on YouTube and said, yeah, my superior tried to get me to commit an unlawful order, and I just told him no. Sir, no, sir, I will not. Or whatever, or challenge them, and then go to the next in command and tell them. So I guess what I'm saying is that at the same time I'm trying to not forget about my health, my body, my mind. I'm trying to not forget about that, and I'm a guy that loves science, so, and I'm starting to see a lot of patterns. People want to fit, they want to belong to one train of thought, one frame of mind, and it just reminds me of an ant farm, it just, or cults, and it's like I'm watching people in power and people who want to achieve power appeal to the masses that are not so educated in certain areas. They will look at the trends or the terms, the things that pushes the buttons of certain groups of people, or they will push biases, and they will use social platforms like this to do so. So when I'm on YouTube or Twitter, It'll be Twitter again. Hopefully. So when I am talking to the staff on these corporations, or just talking in general, I'm just talking to people. Some of you are some hateful motherfucks, some Nazis, some tyrants. Some of you are people that may be listening and you might have to push the buttons or feel like you have to. But I encourage those people to think for themselves. And I think it's sad that you're more worried about being fired or Elon firing you or whatever. Somebody is in charge of mass censorship. Somebody's doing it. And I think it's somebody at the FBI. You know, the government's involved. How you doing? And so yeah, I've been complaining about it a lot, but I'm trying not to focus on it. I'm trying to do something every day now to either better myself or to just deal with the situation. You know, I'm not dumb. I know Elon Musk has an army of lawyers, and I don't think I would be treated fair in a courtroom. I think X Corporation has acted maliciously, has worked with the FTC corruptly, that Mr. Ferguson needs to be held accountable. Because I did some reading on Mr. Ferguson and I didn't like what I read, so that's why I talked trash about him. Period. Like, if you're listening, Mr. Ferguson, that's why. You have a rapport, sir. That's not a good one. Not from what I've read. Not from where I'm sitting. And if I'm wrong about that, and in fact, I'll you know what I'll do? You know what I'll do? I'll do some more reading to find out if I'm wrong about you. Okay? And if I find out I'm wrong, I'll ease up a bit, but you know what's going on here. As soon as I made my complaint to you, the FTC, and also contacted, even before I contacted the IG, Melissa Gould. If I said her last name right, I hope I did. Before I contacted her, no response, by the way, an automated one saying that if my case would be taken up or whatever, or if a response is warranted or whatever, paraphrase, I would receive it. So I received that as an automated reply. So the IG's office sends automated replies. The FTC has written down on paper, when you file a complaint, if you provide your email. So I had to look again. I thought they had completely removed it. But if you scroll down in a very kind of spot that almost looks obscured or hidden, it's there if you just read the whole damn page, but it says that if you provide your email, essentially it says that a copy of your complaint will be sent to you. I'll have to go back and read that again. If I'm wrong, I'll come back here and say it. But it does say, and I have a copy of it, that if you provide your email or to receive a copy of your complaint, one would be sent to you if you provided your email or whatever, or provide your email to receive a copy of your complaint. Something like this. Something of this effect. But it essentially says to receive a copy of your complaint, provide your email. Or if you want a copy of it. So it should be automated. And there is a spot there that says report number. report number, and it's blank. So you don't have a report number, you don't receive a copy of your report from the FTC. And notice this, when you go to the FTC's website, check this out. There's big money involved here with social media platforms. Why? Because they're owned by Google. Okay, they're owned by XAI. Right? AI, big tech, Meta. All the money. It's making all the that's a lot of our capital market right there. So when you go to the FTC's website, viewers, you have a big fat fucking red banner that makes sure you know if you're making a complaint about social media, go here instead. Click here. You know, as if it's a separate type of category of its own. It gets special treatment, and it certainly does, evidently, because you don't get a report number in the box that says report number. You don't get an email as it says you would or should be getting. So the process itself is suggestive. You should have a report number. If there's a box that says report number, you should have a copy of your complaint. If there's a box that says enter your email and you receive a copy. Now, what does the FTC do? They enforce fraud, waste, and abuse. It's suggestive, it's manipulative. They're doing consumers they should be defending and protecting against. And I'm going to report you to the ethics community, FTC. But now we're going to have a lamb salad. Tell right away, I've been spending too much on energy. It's just too hot in here, too warm. So I am going to tidy up my kitchen a bit. It's kind of a mess, kind of. Not bad, but, and then I'm going to cook.